everyone, and welcome back on the mat. My name is Renelle B, your yoga instructor today, and we're going to be starting our slow flow today in a child's pose. So you can come down, whichever child's pose you can prefer is up to you. So you can have your knees and toes together, or you can separate your knees out wide, drawing the toes together, and allow the hips to draw back. Reach your arms forward, rest your forearms down, and allow your forehead to come down. Slowly start to land on your mat. Now, if your forehead doesn't comfortably come down on the mat, you can stack your palms one on top of the other and rest your forehead on top of your stacked hands. As we settle onto our mats here, I'd like you to draw your awareness inwards. Start to become aware of your sensations in the body. Scan your body from head to toe, noticing if you're holding any tension in this pose, and see if you can help soften those areas by drawing your mind's eye and envisioning this area softening and melting into the ground. Continue to scan your body from head to toe, softening each area of tension. Melt your forehead down, soften the eyes, relax the jaw. Allow your arms to get heavy here. Soften through the shoulders and neck. Allow your hips to open and soften, getting heavier and heavier into the mat. Soften your legs, soften the ankles and feet. Relax through your low back as you feel it opening with every deep inhale, softening with every exhale. Start to draw more awareness now on your breath. Just noticing the natural ebb and flow of your natural breath to start. Notice if you're breathing through the belly or in the upper chest. Notice if you've been breathing through the mouth or nose. Notice the quality and length of your breath, noticing if you've been breathing quickly, or maybe your breath has already been softened just by being in this pose. And together we're going to start to deepen our breath, practicing our deep belly breath. So on the next inhale through the nose, expand your belly out towards the ground. And envision as though a balloon was expanding in your entire belly, and move the breath up the rib cage towards the collarbone and hold the top of the in-breath. And then exhale softly through the nostrils, lower the chest down first, and slowly draw the belly button closer towards the spine, releasing every last bit of air. Hold at the end of your exhale. Inhale once again through the nose, expand the belly out. Move the breath up the rib cage towards the collarbone. Hold it there. And exhale, soften the chest and draw the belly button closer to the spine. Let everything go. And so continue with this deep belly breath on your own. I encourage you to count upwards to 5 or 7 counts on the in and out breath. Maybe at this point you'd like to invite our Ujjayi breath. And by doing so, we constrict the back of the throat with our tongue And as we inhale and exhale, this creates a really beautiful, soft, wave-like sound, which guides us throughout our practice. And as you move through our slow flow today, I encourage you to stay aware with this Ujjayi breath. In the moment that you stop hearing that soft wave sound, or maybe your breath becomes constricted, become aware of that. And each time that we become aware of this constricted breath, when we've stopped breathing, maybe in a difficult position or so on, we can catch ourselves and reintroduce softness into the body and depth into our breath. And as we do so, we practice steady and ease in our yoga practice, never over pushing our boundaries and staying within a healthy framework for our yoga practice. At this point, I'd like to invite you all to set an intention for our practice today. Maybe you want to work on incorporating loving energies into your yoga practice and into your life. Maybe you want to dedicate your practice to someone. Maybe you'd like to send loving energies to someone throughout our practice today. Whatever intention you choose, just draw a bit more meaning for our yoga practice today. And we'll take 3 more breaths here as you contemplate your intention. Continue to soften the body for our final 2 breaths. Together, we're slowly going to start to awaken our bodies with movement by first starting to tent our hands. So you're going to press your finger pads into the mat and lift the palms up, creating a tent-like position with the hands. Hover your elbows and forearms off the ground now. At this point, we're going to slowly and lightly raise our foreheads off the mat. Press into your fingertips as you bring your hips closer towards the ground. And then slowly walk your left hand over to the left side of your mat and maybe even off the mat. And then draw your right hand right next to the left. Maybe your right hand touches your left hand, getting a nice long stretch through the right side body here. With the help of your right hand, start to press a little bit deeper into your fingertips as you draw your right hip back down if it's lifting, really accentuating that stretch through the right side body. Notice your breath and see and notice how our inhale actually accentuates that deep stretch through the rib cage and side body. See if you can soften through the hips a bit more as you exhale. Take 2 more breaths. Maybe bring your forehead down as we rest here, keeping the forearms lifted. 1 last breath. If your forehead is on the mat, lift it up. Start to walk your hands back to center. And then walk your right hand off to the right side of your mat, and the left hand will follow. Press into your left finger pads and press that left hip back down if it's lifting. Lengthen through that left side body and then lower the forehead down. Deep belly breaths here. Soften the neck, soften the jaw. Soften through the hips. Take 2 more breaths. exhale, slowly walk the hands back to center. Come up into your tabletop position, nice and controlled. And from here, we're going to walk our knees hip width apart, separating our toes. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Index fingers are pointing to the front of your mat. You want to make sure that your wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in alignment and your knees are under the hips. Moving through a few cat-cows here, warming up the spine as you inhale. Push the belly towards the mat. Lift the tailbone up and gaze up to the sky. Push your hands into the mat. Exhale, round through the spine. Look in towards your belly button and create a tuck in your tailbone. Separate the shoulder blades. Inhale, drop the belly, push the chest through the arms and gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine. 3 more breaths, moving with your own breath here. Matching each movement with every breath, synchronizing this dance of yoga. Exhale, I'd like you to round through the spine and then curl your toes, set up for your first down dog, send the hips up and back. For our first down dog here, move your body in a way that feels really good. So maybe you want to shake out your head and neck, making sure that your fingers are still spread nice and wide. Maybe you want to lift the heels up and down, or exploring a little bit of a 3-legged dog on each side. Still moving with ease and control, ease and stability. And we're going to find that ease and stability throughout our practice today. Find stillness in your down dog now. Maybe bend the knees and send the hips high as you draw your belly button to the upper thigh. Shake out the head, soften the neck. Take 3 breaths here. Next inhale, gaze to the front of the mat and slowly start to walk your feet forward to the front of the mat, keeping them separated hip width apart. Ground down through all 10 toes and fold over the legs. From here, you can bend your knees generously. Maybe allow the hands to dangle down to your mat, or you can grab hold of opposite elbows and sway side to side. If you're feeling like you want a little bit deeper of a release, come to center with the chest, interlace the hands behind the neck, and simply allow the weight of the the weight of the hands to draw your chin in towards your chest, making sure you're not adding any other pressure, but just allowing the weight of the hands to do the work here, decompressing the spine. Place your weight in your heels, lift all 10 toes off the mat. And the more that you'll bend your knees here in this position, the deeper the release in the low back. So if you've been sitting a lot all day, this feels really good on the low back. Take 3 more breaths here wherever you are. exhale, slowly start to crawl up to stand with the in-breath, moving one vertebrae at a time. Let your head be the last thing to come up, moving nice and slowly, gently and with control. When you arrive, reach the crown of the head high. Draw the shoulders up and back, squeezing the shoulder blades together lightly, palms face forward to the front of the mat. Shut down the eyes here for a moment. Draw your intention in the body once more. And I'd like you to think of any emotions that would help you to step into whatever intention you're drawing into your life. Start to embody these energies throughout your practice today. When you're ready, we'll slowly open the eyes. Inhale, sweep the arms back up overhead. Exhale, swan dive the arms, dive forward over the legs. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale to your flat back position, reaching your crown of the head forward, squeezing your shoulder blades together, stacking them on the back. Exhale, fold deeper into the legs. Bend both knees. Inhale to rise, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, draw the hands to your heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward, folding over the legs. Hands to shins, flat back. Push your hands into the shins as you lengthen the crown of the head. Exhale, fold deeper into the legs. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, draw the hands to your heart center, cultivating love as you do so. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch, maybe gazing up this time. Exhale, fold over the legs. Hands to your shins, flat back. Exhale, fold deeper into the legs. Ground down through the fingertips. Step your right leg back and drop your right knee down. Stay high on the fingertips here, just finding space through the hips, maybe shifting side to side. Then find stillness, come to center. Start to draw your chest through the arms. Lift the crown of the head high, gaze to the front of the room. Exhale, extend that left leg straight as you fold over that left leg. Keep your hands grounded where they are. Inhale, bend through your left knee, press your chest through the arms, reach the crown of the head high. Exhale, round through the spine, lengthen that left leg and fold over the leg. Inhale, bend through the left knee, shift your chest through the arms, gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine, folding over that left leg and hover the left toes off the mat. 3 more breaths like this on your own. Once again, merging your breath with each movement of our practice today. Extended as you exhale. Take an inhale here. Gaze down at your left foot and slowly start to windshield wiper that left foot side to side. In this half splits, you also want to make sure that you're drawing your right hip forward and your left hip back slightly, just squaring off the hips. And as you wiggle that left foot side to side, see where you're maybe holding extra tension, or maybe where an area of the foot is drawing a little bit more stickiness through the back of the leg, and hold it there. Lengthen through the crown of the head as you push your belly towards that upper thigh. Just hold it here. Take 3 breaths. soften into the stretch with every exhale, lengthening through the spine with every inhale. Exhale to fold deeper into that left leg. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale to fold. Hold it here. One more breath. And exhale it out. Inhale, bend through your left knee. Stretch forward. Ground down through the palms. Step your left knee back. Coming back into your tabletop position. Ground down through the hands. Inhale, shift your chest past the fingertips. Exhale, lower down chin, chest, hips, nice and slowly. Inhale, baby cobra, hover the chest off the mat. Press into your hands. Draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, the forehead comes back down. Press into the hands. Tabletop position, curl the toes. Exhale, down dog. Holding your down dog here. Find your breath. Find your flow. Bring your toes to touch. Sweep that left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend through your left knee and stack open your hips. Square off the shoulders by gazing under your right shoulder. That should instantly square them off. Lift that left knee a little higher. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, square off the hips. Send that left leg higher. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. And then the right foot comes to meet. Fold over both legs when you arrive. Bend the knees as you ground down through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Palms touch. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart, inviting those loving intentions. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Lengthen, maybe a back bend. Exhale, swan dive forward, fold. Hands to your shins as you inhale. Exhale, folding deeper into the legs. Ground down through the fingertips once again. Step your left leg back. Drop your left knee down, making sure that your right knee and ankle are in alignment. Stay high on your fingertips. And send your chest through the arms. Start to move the hips side to side, finding space here in the hips. Send the crown of the head high. Chest goes through the arms, lengthen. Exhale, send the hips back as you lengthen through that right leg and hover the right toes off the mat. Send your left hip forward, right hip back. Inhale, bend through the knee. Send your chest through the arms. Crown of the head high. Exhale, send the hips back, lengthen through that right leg. Folding deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over that right leg. And continue with your own breath now. Shutting down the eyes. Merge your breath with the flow of the movement. One more breath. Exhale it out and hold it into your half splits. Make sure that your hips are squared, and once again, start to windshield wiper that right foot side to side. And find that sticky spot on the right side. It might be different. Maybe it's the same. Hold it there and then draw your belly to your upper thigh as you lengthen through your low back. Fold deeper. Now you can relax the head and neck. Fold over that right leg. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale, bend through your right knee, ground down through the hands. Step your right knee back. Inhale, shift your chest past the fingertips. Exhale, lower down chin, chest, hips. Inhale, baby cobra. Elbows stay close to the body. Cover the chest. Exhale, lower the forehead back down, nice and controlled. Inhale to your tabletop position. Exhale, curl the toes, down dog. Find your down dog once again. Find stillness in the body. Soften the head and neck. Take a moment to reconnect with your breath, noticing where you're at. Take one more deep breath. Bring your toes to touch. On your next inhale, lift that right leg up, 3-legged dog. Squeeze the right glute, bend the knee, and stack open the hips. Square off the shoulders by looking under your left shoulder. Lift that right knee higher. Inhale, square off the hips, send that right leg high. Exhale, right knee steps in between the hands, nice and slowly with control. Look where you're going and step the left leg forward. Fold over both legs when you arrive. Bend both knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, your hands draw to your heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, fold over the legs. Hands to shins, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold deeper into the legs. Ground down through the fingertips, step your right leg back. And then shift your right heel. So now both the left and right heel are in alignment and your right toes are pointing to the long edge of your mat. Draw your left hip to center. Then your right hand will pull you up into your warrior 2. Lengthen your alignment if you need to. Bend deeply into your left knee, making sure that the knee and ankle are in alignment. Send your left knee towards the outer edge of your left foot and then open the arms out. Warrior 2. Gaze down at the middle index, or the middle finger of your left hand. Find stillness and stability here. Relax the shoulders. Relax the jaw and relax the gaze. Find that nice deep Ujjayi breath. Take 2 more breaths. Keep that left knee bent. Reverse your warrior on the inhale. Your right hand comes to the back of the right thigh or shin. Left hand sweeps back to the back of your mat. Inhale, pull yourself back up, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale. This time lengthen through that left leg. Reach your left hand to the front of the room. And then your left hand comes down to your shin. Right hand reaches up. Draw that right shoulder blade back. Open the chest. Send energy out through the right fingertips, lengthening through the arm. Holding it here. If you'd like at this point, you can maybe start to walk your left hand down towards the ankle, or maybe your left hand rests down to the inside of your left leg, always sending that right shoulder back. Wherever you're at, find stability by drawing that left hip to center of your mat. So you don't want your bum sticking out in this pose. You want to actually draw your hips to center. Start pushing that right hip back even more as you open the chest. Take 2 more breaths here. Bend through your left knee. Sweep the arms back up, warrior 2. And then lengthen that left leg. Bring your left toes to face the long edge of your mat. Send your heels out. Toes start to track inwards towards one another and fold over the legs. From here, interlace the hands behind the back. And reach the hands off your seat, stretching your arms high towards the sky. Slowly release your hands back to your low back, and then bring the hands down to your mat. Maybe walking the hands behind your legs, drawing your chest closer towards the legs here. Take 2 more breaths. Walk your hands back in front of your face. Lengthen the spine so you're coming into that flat back position. Walk your left hand directly in front of the face, and then start to open your chest over to the right. Sweep your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Bring it down to the center of your face, and then this time the left hand sweeps up. Exhale, lower the left hand back down. From here, start to bring your heels back in towards each other. Toes point out on the outer edges of your mat. Bend deeply through your right knee and hover the left toes off the mat. So you're balancing on your left heel. Start to opening up the hips a little bit more. And slowly shift your hips side to side, hovering the right toes off the ground. And then shift back over to the right side, holding it here. Maybe your right hand tracks past the right foot. Maybe the left hand sweeps up to the sky, gazing up at that left hand. One more deep breath. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Shift your hands over to the left. Hover the right toes off the mat. Left hand maybe tracks over past the left foot. Right hand sweeps up. Maybe you gaze over at your right hand. Slowly lower the right hand down. Pivot all your feet and toes to the front of the mat. Your hands now frame the left foot. Step your left leg back. From plank or table, shift your chest past the fingertips. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, curl the toes, down dog. Bring your toes to touch, the left leg sweeps up. Bend the knee and stack, open the hips. Look down over at the right side of your mat and lightly step your left foot off of the right side of your mat. Send your hips high, left hand sweeps back. Take one more breath. Exhale, lower the left hand back down, sweep that left leg high. Exhale, draw your left knee in towards your chest and lightly step your left foot forward. Step your right foot forward to meet, folding over both legs. Bend the knees generously. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, your hands draw to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward, folding over the legs. Halfway lift as you inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold deeper into the legs. Ground down through the fingertips. This time our left leg steps back. Pivot the left heel, so now both heels are in alignment and your left toes are pointing to the long edge of the left side of your mat, and the left hand pulls you up. Warrior two. Find those adjustments with the legs. Maybe lengthen your stance, widening it a bit. Bend generously into that right knee, making sure the knee and ankle are in alignment. Send energy out through the fingertips, relax the shoulders. Finding that balance between stability and ease. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, come back to your warrior two. Once more. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, pull yourself up. Lengthen through the right leg. Reach your right hand forward to the front of the mat. Draw your right hand to your right shin, left hand sweeps up. Triangle pose. Track your right hip down the center of your mat. Draw that left hip open and send that left shoulder blade back. Once again, if you'd like to drop that right hand towards the ankle, or maybe the right hand comes to the inside of your right foot, you can do that now. Take two more breaths here. Bend through your right knee, sweep your arms back out, warrior two. Exhale, lengthen through your right leg. This time you're going to point your toes in towards each other once again and fold over the legs. Interlace your hands behind the back and sweep the arms up towards the sky. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. slowly drop the hands to your low back and walk the hands down to the mat. And then you can start to walk your hands behind the legs, drawing your chest closer towards the legs. Take one more breath. Inhale, bring your hands back down to your mat. Lengthen through your chest, coming to a flat back position. Your left hand comes down the center center with your face. Right hand sweeps up. At this point, maybe your right hand comes to the inside of your left inner thigh. Draw your right shoulder blade back. Lift through the chest, practicing our half bind here. Take one more breath. Exhale it out. If you're in your half bind, slowly release, sweep that right arm back up. And then exhale, lower the right hand down. This time your left hand sweeps up, opening up the chest to the left side, up the mat. And maybe the left hand draws behind the back and grabs hold of the inside of our right inner thigh. Draw that left shoulder blade back. Take one more breath. Inhale, release the half bind, left hand comes up. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Once again, our toes now point back to the corners of our mat, heels in towards each other, bend deeply through that left knee. Hover your right toes off the mat. Keep the hips nice and low. We're going to shift side to side. So you want to make sure that you're not creating a rainbow with your hips going up and down. You want to keep your hips as low as they can go through the glide. So keep shifting side to side. Holding over at the left side now. Hover the right toes. Maybe your left hand sweeps past the left foot. Maybe your right arm reaches up to the sky. You can also practice your half bind by bringing your right hand to the inside of your left thigh and opening up through the chest. Take one more breath here. Release the bind if you're grabbing hold of that left leg and slowly crawl over to the right side, holding it there, hovering the left toes off the mat. This time the right hand sweeps past the right foot, left hand reaches up. Maybe you come into your half bind on the other side. Left hand comes to your low back and then grabs hold of the inside of your right thigh. Open up the left shoulder. Take one more breath. Slowly release that left arm back up and then down to the mat. Tiptoe your feet and hands to the front of the mat. Hands come to frame your right foot. Step that right leg back. Ground down through the palms from plank or knees. Shift your chest forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Find your down dog here. Send the hips high. And once again, we'll draw our toes to touch. This time the right leg sweeps up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and stack, open the hips. Look over at the left side of your mat and lightly step your right leg over to the left side of your mat. Balance onto your left hand. Send your hips forward. Goddess pose. Sweep the right arm back. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly exhale, lower the right hand down and sweep that right leg back up. Drop the right foot down, look to the front of the mat, and slowly step our float to the front, folding over the legs when you arrive. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward, folding over the legs. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale to fold, ground down through the hands. Step your legs back. And then lightly drop the knees down to your mat. Swing your legs forward. From here, create a diamond-shaped position with the legs. Move the skin away from the sits bone so you can sit nice and tall. The wider your diamond-shaped position, the more you'll feel it on the outer edges of your hips. And the closer the feet are to your groin, the more you'll start to feel this in your inner thighs. So based on your body and where you're feeling tension, position yourself in such a way that feels good in the body. Lengthen through the crown of the head, and then with your peace fingers on both hands, grab hold of your big toes. Lengthen through the crown of the head, and exhale, draw your chest towards the feet, keeping that low back nice and flat. Once you're in your position, then you can relax the head and neck. Starting to soften the body down, coming into deeper relaxation. Staying steady with that long, deep Ujjayi breath. Start to deepen the stretch a little bit more, maybe coming down on your forearms, grabbing hold of the baby toe side edge of both feet and drawing your chest closer towards the feet. Soften the head and neck. Soften the jaw. Soften the forehead. Yourself to melt deeper and deeper into relaxation here. Soften the areas of the body that are tense. With every exhale, allow yourself to melt into the ground, opening, releasing, softening. Each time that you soften, draw yourself into a deeper state of bliss and peace. Relax the shoulders, Relax the wrist. Soften the head and neck. Relax through the low back, through the hips and inner thighs. Soften the feet and ankles. And start to become a bit more passive in this pose. Really letting go. We're here for 3 more breaths. Control, slowly bring yourself back up to center. From here, bring your hands behind you. Separate or draw your knees back towards one another. Bring your hands behind you and step your feet out wider than your mat. Allow your knees to drop over to the left. Holding it here for a moment. Big breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, draw the knees back to center. And then exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Soften here and take 2 breaths. Soften through the hips. Nice release. Incorporate a bit quicker of a movement. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the feet to the left. Inhale to center. And drop the feet or the knees to the right. Come back to center. Step your legs out forward and slowly come down on your back, hugging your knees in towards your chest. Hug them nice and tight. And draw circles with your knees moving in one direction to start. And then reverse directions, moving in the opposite way. And then slowly come back to center, release the feet down to the mat. Open your arms out nice and wide. From here, cross your right knee over the left. Send the hips up to the sky. Shift the hips over to the right as you drop them, and then allow the knees to fall over to the left. Come to a twist. From here, draw your right shoulder blade down. Maybe gaze over at the right hand. If you like to deepen the stretch, you can bring your left hand to your outer edge of your right knee as you track the knees closer to the mat. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly come back to center with the knees. Unravel the legs. And come back to center with the hips. This time, cross your left knee over the right. Send the hips up, shift them over to the left, and drop the hips to the left. Drop the knees over to the right. arms are out wide to the side. You can also cactus the arms if that feels better for you, just by bending at the elbows. And from here, send your left shoulder blade down, maybe gazing over at that left hand. Once again, if you want to deepen the stretch a bit more, you can bring your right hand to the outer edge of your left knee and twist a little bit deeper. Take 2 more breaths. Slowly come back to center with the knees, unraveling them wide. Send your hips back to center and hug your knees in towards your chest one final time. Nice pull inwards. And then when you're ready, slowly release the feet, sending your feet out nice and wide, wider than your mat. Allow the feet to fall open on either side. From here, the hands rest on either side of the body. And just draw the shoulder blades behind the back, maybe adjusting the positioning of your hands so that you're nice and comfortable here. Resting in our final position for the night in our Shavasana pose. Allow yourself to completely let go here. Reconnect to the natural rhythm of your breath. Start to tune inwards to your body. Notice any changes in the way that your body feels now in comparison to the beginning of class. And begin to melt deeper into the mat, even more now. Soften the forehead down, soften the eyes and jaw. Relax through the chest, soften the neck and shoulders. Relax the arms, the wrists and hands. Soften through the hips, the glutes and low back. Allow your hips to get heavier and heavier as you soften with each passing breath. Soften through the inner thighs, the knees. Allow your calves to get heavier, your ankles and feet to draw down, grounding you as you do so. Finding stillness in the body, resist the urge to move or fidget around. And allow yourself to be drawn deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. you start to bring movement back into the body, keep the eyes shut here for a moment longer. And just draw your awareness to your hands. Using your third eye, envision your hands and see if you can notice any sensations here. Maybe you can start to tune into a light throbbing in your hands. Maybe it feels like pins and needles. Maybe you feel a slight pulsing as your blood circulates through the hands and the vessels there. Maybe you feel heat or cool air, or a slight breeze touching the surface of your skin. Whatever sensations that you have in your hands, just notice them, be present with them. Noticing that deeper awareness in our body. And when you're ready, stay grounded with these sensations and slowly start to add movement into the body again. First wiggling the fingers, nice and slow. And as you wiggle the fingers, see if you can hold on to the sensations that we just felt. Training our minds to stay present in the body, even with movement, which is the practice of yoga. And then maybe start to bring more movement into the body by wiggling your fingers a little bit more, your toes. Maybe you want to shift your head side to side. Maybe you want to sweep your arms up overhead, getting a nice deep stretch through the entire body as though you were waking up first thing in the morning. And then slowly roll over to one side, using your arm as a pillow, and draw your knees in towards your chest, resting in a fetal position here for a moment. And as we come out of our Shavasana pose, or corpse pose, which signifies the death, which is what we practice in our letting go in Shavasana. As we transition back into our fetal position, we're instantly reminded of new beginnings and this cycle of life, death, and rebirth. And so take the moment here to let go of anything that no longer serves you. Whether it be something that happened today, maybe you were upset about something, maybe it's a reoccurring thought pattern in your life, maybe it's a habit you're trying to kick. Whatever it is, let it go. In the moment that you choose to let go, we create space in the body, in the mind, to draw in new intentions for our life. So at this point you can send and draw forward an intention to take the place of the old. And I always encourage that connection to your higher self when you do so. And our higher self is always connected to our heart center and always guides us from a place of heart-centeredness. And so draw that new intention into your space, and for a moment, just notice what energetic imprint is associated with this new intention. So if you're trying to manifest something in your life, what emotion will that manifestation draw to you? Is this a sensation of abundance, of joy? Maybe it's a sense of peace, and start to draw these energies into your body now. Start to embody the emotions of your manifestation as though it was already here, as though you were already living it. Know that the second we set our minds to something, this intention is already manifesting itself in your life. It's already seeking you. And so when you're ready, slowly make your way up to seated position. Sitting cross-legged. Draw the hands together in front of the heart, bowing our chins in towards our chest in a humble moment of gratitude here. And start to count all the blessings you have in your life already. All the support and the love that surrounds you. All the beauty of this world. The magnificence of nature that blesses us each and every day through the foods we eat, the water we drink, through the nourishment, through the wind, through the sun, through the moon. We're always constantly surrounded by magnificent beauty. And as we rest with this thought in our mind, I'll leave you with this. The external world is always a representation of our internal world. The microcosm that is you is part of the macrocosm, which is this beautiful earth, which is the sun, which is the moon, and everything around us. And you can rest in this oneness that is connected and interconnected with each of us. And you can tap into this energy field of oneness of God through your heart. And each time that you invoke loving energies in your heart, you're opening up your heart chakra and you're expanding your body of light, becoming a pillar of light in this world. And you connect with everybody else through the heart, through each of our hearts. And so together we'll join the hands together once again in front of the heart, palms together, and we'll draw our knuckles to the forehead and bow forward to say namaste. I acknowledge the light in me that is also in you. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat once again for another yoga practice. I cannot wait to see you once again. And as always, I'm sending you all so much love and light your way. I thank you for joining me and joining my practice. Have a beautiful day, guys. Bye.